Everybody, thank you so much for coming. This is such a nice crowd, and I can't thank you enough for all your love and your support. It's really made all of this so much easier. We're just delighted to have people that came. Our Pittsburgh family is here. Our San Clemente family is here. Our San Francisco family is certainly here. Our Silverado family is here. Tierney's friends are here in great number, and the Versailles people are here too. And everybody has been fabulous. And I also, before I forget, I want to thank the staff here. You have done a really, really nice job for us. Well, I think Jim would love looking out at this crowd and seeing all the important people at the important tables. Every time we ever pulled up to Versailles, he would say, "This is where the important people live." And also he would look out and he would see, "Oh, there's my baby. There's another one of my babies." Another one of my girlfriends are here. So I'm thinking the only thing he would ask for that would be more would be some wings, some ribs, and some Patsy Cline. And we thought the wings and ribs would be too messy to eat, and I'm sure he's up with Patsy Cline saying, my girlfriend. And I just want you to know, Jim's last words to me were, "I'll get out of here, we'll have a life." And my last words to him were, "I love you." And I figure love and life, they're both eternal.
I think my mom's a tough act to follow.
Yes.
And off the top of her head, you're not going to get so lucky with me. So I've tried to walk around and meet as many of you all as I could so far. But I'm Brendan, Jim and Susie's son, holding up their family name out in Pittsburgh. So I would also, I'd like to thank everybody, for being in here to support our mom, my sister, our families, and to celebrate that. Special thank yous definitely have to go out to Joseph and Rhea, and the Versailles staff, all the staff at Silverado, and especially Mitzi and Lolita. Dad's alive, life, and all of ours definitely better because of all of you. So it's a shame, that when Mom and Dad moved here, his memory issues were already progressing. You saw once fiercely independent man, slowly relinquishing his life to the help of others. Yes, dear. Being well bossed became trademark phrases. His memory and independence, might have been leaving him, but his gratitude and unique sense of humor never did. But true to form, he was in charge of all of this process too. His planning gave the family a sense of peace and comfort. And I think it gave him peace too. Alzheimer's, is very scary, and he entered that scary time of life without really fighting it and being very appreciative of those that helped him.
Yeah.
So what you might not know about him was he was from Philadelphia. He was the son of a self-made salesman and a mother who was a doctor and worked several medical jobs while building her own private practice. His mom enjoyed creating art, in several different mediums. And Dad, too, liked working in pastels, still life, and clay. But he took to their business acumen the most. Haggling, negotiating, being in charge. That was truly his art. He had the qualities of a driven businessman. He was great at seeing opportunities, managing the risks. And Lord knows how he did it, but that guy had a winning streak that matches probably no other. And he never had one project going at once. Early on, it was residential construction and development. Then the opportunity in the growing sport of skiing when he opened Piper's Hill near Philadelphia. Soon after that came the offer to develop and operate another ski area. This one would bring Mom back to home to Pittsburgh and would see us with 30 years at Boyce Park Ski Area. Successful ski areas need snow, right? So Dad saw an opportunity and got in on the early days of designing and installing snowmaking systems. At one point, he was asked to evaluate some property down in Florida for the group that owned the Pirates. Funny thing about this story is that they had absolutely no intention of following it with the purchase of what he got sent down to do. But Dad saw the opportunity in the west coast of Florida in a little area called Bonita Springs. Considerably different these days. And he formed his own group to invest and develop in the area. East coast of Florida also had opportunity. It was already established. And by that time, there were mismanaged apartment complexes. So Dad was out flipping before flipping was cool. During that time, Mom and Dad either built or renovated 9 of their own homes. Pretty long streak of great places for us to grow up in and visit. All the while, he was doing what I think he loved best, the stock market, which he was pretty darn incredible at. Except maybe that Enron thing. We'd have to... But all this was happening without computers, cell phones, even having a real true office. I barely even saw a calculator. Numbers ran through his mind constantly. Names? Not so much, including mine. I kind of like to think that maybe, all of this wore his brain and his memory out. There were times we did get away from business. We enjoyed our fishing trips together. And I'm not sure the whole trip was truly his thing, but we had an absolutely awesome fishing and whitewater rafting trip in British Columbia. And although technically business, working with Dad at Boyce Park started a routine of daily phone calls. First, about ski area operations, but then as time moved on, conversation shifted to Linda and my businesses, our home renovations, the family, and as always, from a ski guy, the weather and the stock market. I really do miss all of those calls for the past many years now, and always will. But in total, Dad's life has given our entire family fantastic opportunities and experiences. I think we can all say that our lives would have been very, very different had he pursued art. Trust me, I do still have some of those pastels, still lifes, and clays. So thank you very much, Dad. We appreciate everything you did. We'll miss you and love you.
Cough, cough. I am too a reader, so I apologize, but I am a crier too, and that comes from my dad, so he is here with me, during this. So I'm just gonna go over some memories that I have of my dad. My dad was not the put on the suit and go to the office kind of guy. Luckily for me, going to work with my dad meant that I was going skiing at Boys Park. There was something magical about running around the ski lodge with friends as Jim Ryan's daughter. The crazy thing about all those years that he was running the ski area is that he never learned to ski. He just knew the industry inside and out. He was a think outside of the box kind of guy, as you can tell. One time he decided that he would cover a ski slope in AstroTurf and put truckloads of small plastic pellets on it so people could ski in the summer. My dad was an avid reader, probably where the AstroTurf idea came from. He was not the best sleeper, so in the morning you could find him in bed covered with open newspapers that he'd been reading all night. He read about everything, and this made him very knowledgeable. The one area I would always avoid was debating him. His style of debate was loud voice, and I am right, and I will prove that to you. He grew up talking politics and current events with his cousins and friends who would meet at his house every Sunday after church for brunch and debate. As you've already heard, my dad loved the stock market. He pored over the Wall Street Journal, educating himself on companies. I remember him having the journal, if people are old enough to remember this, open with a stock page where all the stocks were listed in alphabetical order. He would underline the companies that he thought had potential, and we would check to see how they were doing. His investment strategy was buy it and forget you owned it. This worked very well for him. Also, you've already gotten this idea, my dad was not a rule follower. If the speed limit was 50, he went 75. If a recipe, he loved to cook, if a recipe called for 1 tablespoon, he would put in a cup. If a sign said do not enter, he would enter. Once on spring break, when I was about 7 or 8, we went to an island off the coast of Colombia. Conditions there were rural, to say the least. One afternoon, our family decided to rent a paddle boat, which is one of the boats that's powered by your feet like a bicycle. We were supposed to stay near the shore, but to my dad, that meant go out further and explore. There was a tiny island barely visible on the horizon. My dad decided it would be a good place to paddle. After paddling for a very long time, we were hot and we wanted to go for a swim. When we tried to get back on the boat, we accidentally flipped it and were stuck at sea. After about 3 hours, we were rescued by some local fishermen in a skiff who luckily happened to see us. My dad loved his role as Pop, grandfather to 5 grandkids. For my family, our Christmases were spent in Florida with Pop and Suze. It was there that my boys were taught the art of fishing. My dad would pick up live shrimp from the bait store and head to the docks across from their house. In addition to baiting the shrimp on the line and removing the catch off the hooks, he always made sure you held your fish out in front of you to make it look bigger for the picture. Somehow, fish were caught every time. As my dad became sick with Alzheimer's, his personality changed. Luckily, his fast pace of life, short temper, and stress level disappeared. He was happy, appreciative, and he held on to a great sense of humor. That sense of humor was something my parents shared throughout their marriage. My mother has been a rock by his side over all these tough years. He was so lucky to have you. Thank you guys My dad only lived here for, well, a year, but before that, you guys have been in California for how long? A year. No. A year before.
Calling Silverado.
Anyways. I think my dad would be, my point is, my dad is not from here. My mom is not from here. And they moved when my dad got sick. We really were not expecting to have so many people here today, and I want to thank you. Please enjoy food and drink.
Well done, Tierney.